Greetings, this is Sloshworks, and welcome to a brand new game, Sunless Sea. Sunless Sea is a roguelike, kind of like game where you explore a giant subterranean, cavernous ocean. I guess you'd call it an ocean. Basically, it's kind of like it has a lot of the Cthulhu kind of mythos to it. Giant, terrifying things in the dark. Terror plays a major part of it, and it's an early access game, another one of the ones that I kickstarted. It's by a company called Fail Better Games, and it's actually pretty damn impressive. So I think we'll start a new game, and I can show you guys a bit of it, and if you'd like to see more of it, let me know, and we can continue with it. But without further ado, let us begin. Let's start a new game. The new Knight is locked in civil war. Khan's heart is the enemy of Khan's shadow. I love that picture of that shark. Okay, so basically it is a story, multiple choice based kind of game with lots of reading and that kind of stuff. And the best way for me to show you how it works is to kind of just get stuck into it. So we are going to decide who we were and who we want to be. It is a roguelike where when you die, you do die, your character's dead forever, but your legacy can go on, and it goes on to your children or your nephews and all that kind of stuff. And once you get to a certain amount of wealth, or you own a certain quality of lodgings, you can actually make a will so that your next character gets to inherit that place. But we're starting here at the beginning. We have a quality of lodgings has not changed because it's higher than 0. So we will continue, and we will go... We're going to go a poet. I like the idea of being a poet. This will give us a bonus to pages, the skill of trickery and knowledge, which you'll see as we go. A wise soul. Experience. You have intuition. And your friend, the sly navigator. He's a little vague. This is him up here. This is one of our officers. We have our sly navigator. He's a little vague, but he probably knows what he's doing. Probably. Perhaps you can find someone better eventually. So we've gained 25 pages, a new total of 50. It's one of the things that you'd use to... It's kind of like you hand in things for quests to be completed to get other things to trade in for more things, which, as I keep saying, you'll see as we go. So we have one sly navigator. We have 20 echoes. We've gained 20 echoes with a new total of 70. Echoes are dollars. You were a struggling poet. Now you are a Z captain. Your a stranger quality is gone. Welcome to the world. So what does winning mean to me? These ones are locked because we have not, well, because they're not available in this build of the early access game. So we're actually going to go for fulfillment. Gather 100 tales, learn all you can of the Z, which is the ocean. The under Z. The under Z. Get it? See, C, Z? Wonderful. Write a masterpiece, retire. An occurrence. Your ambition quality is now become London's most venerated explorer. So we want to be Christopher Columbus. We want to be Captain Cook. We want to be... What's that guy from Norway? We want to be Leif Erikson. That's what we want to be. We will be called Sir. And we are going to be... Slosh. I always have to be this guy. He has a glass of wine. And I mean, there's damn cool silhouettes. But I mean, come on, that's Slosh. We all know that's Slosh. So let's accept. Now, we are in London. By clicking down here, we go up here. We are going to go to visit the Admiralty's Survey Office. I really can't say that word. So we will continue. Ask if there's anything in particular that they need. Well, if we can be assured of your discretion, yeah, of course, man. This port. Speak to our agent there in return. We'll see that you're rewarded. So we need to retrieve strategic information from the Iron and Misery Company Funging Station northeast of London. We have no idea where that is. It could be very, very far. Okie dokie. We are going to try and hire more crew. Sensible sailors are looking for a safe run to the tomb colonies, or at least a sane run to the southern archipelago. You'll need to buy drinks, spread them around hiring fees, and look for daredevils. Let's go. You succeeded in a hearts challenge. You've lost 30 echoes, so we spent $30, and we've gained 2 crew. We have a new total of 10. We don't have any terror, so there's no point in carousing in the docks because it will cost us 30 echo. You can see as you hold over, it is unlocked with 30 times echo, so Here we'd need 30 echo and crew no more than 9. So that hire and more crew is now locked because we have 10 crew. Offer passage to tomb colonists. A clutch of emigrants will pay to be taken north to Vend of Light. So we're going to take them. That seems to be one of the quests that's always there at the beginning of the game. And I think what we'll do is for the first episode, we'll actually take them up to where they need to be. So I can kind of show you the mechanics of the game. And that gives us somewhere to actually go. That's all we need to do here. We don't need to do anything else. We can't afford to buy anything from any of these multiple shops. I mean, we can buy some wine, but it's going to sell for less than we paid for it, and we don't really have any ability to do anything else. There's no way that we're going to be able to buy any more of these ships because we don't have any money whatsoever. So we are going to go close, and we're going to launch, and we're going to take it up to engine, well, we'll call it cruising speed. And you can see that a lot of this game, it's all about darkness. You can see our terror is rising because we're in the dark. Chuck it on to... See, if I turn the light off, we're in the light here, so it's okay. We can see a giant crab following us. You'll see as soon as we go into the dark, see, the circle is filling at quite a fast rate. So by having light, it will be going up slower. By having there's pirates, let's try and avoid them. Out of our way. No, they got us. Let's see if we can. We have been encountered the Buccaneers of Low Barnet in their wretched steam pinnaces. That's a good way to show you combat, really, I guess. So what we have here, as I keep saying, a lot of this game is based around light. So combat is built around the same kind of thing, like you unlock abilities the same way you unlock quests in the rest of the game. So we can't use our salvo, which does damage, because we can't see them yet. We need to have 50 illumination on them. We have our evade skills, we have our repair skill and our observe, which we can't do because we don't have enough illumination. We're going to use our flares, which is as a warm-up of 5 seconds, so it takes 5 seconds and it happens, which increases illumination on the enemy and a little bit of us. So we're going to start combat by pressing spacebar, and you can see they are using Seek, which reduces distance and increases their illumination. This does not increase your own illumination, but it has a longer cooldown. So they're trying to stay hidden by using this, but still find me. I'm pretty happy to take the chance, and you can see that theirs has gone up to 24 and ours has gone up to 5, which means we're going to need... Well, they found us with theirs then, so... Oh, they hit us with their wild salvo, I think it was. So they kind of just shot anywhere. So we're just going to go like this. We've taken away the extra illumination because we don't need it because they illuminated themselves. And we're just going to fill this up with salvos. And as soon as that gets to 1, we're probably going to kill them because they've only got 30 hull. Oh no, we got some. But we'll just keep going. We'll keep pounding them. And hopefully they'll go down in the next one. They're still searching for us. So... I can't believe they were still searching for us. That's crazy. But we got them. We can now, since we have successfully beaten them, we can loot and scuttle her. She's a vile old vessel and these Z's aren't safe. Take what you can and move on. Or we can send her home with a prize crew. 2 sailors would be enough for a skeleton crew. And she's fast enough to avoid most trouble. Now, we have 10 crew. That's our maximum. I'm pretty happy to try and send this ship back. I've never successfully got one to go back though, so let's see what happens. You were fortunate. When you next return to London, return to your lodgings to claim your prize money. You now have 1 times to the victor the spoils. That is the first time I've ever successfully done that. I am very, very happy now. One of the other things you do need to pay attention to as you're playing is your engine temperature. If your engine gets too hot, let's see if we can escape him by turning our light off. If your engine gets too hot, it will burst into flames and you pretty much are guaranteed to just lose your ship. I think we lost him. He's confused. Oh, there's some bats. And there's something over there. See, we're trying to head up to Vanderbilt, which is all the way up here. At least it was in the last playthrough. I'm pretty sure they're the same every time. We have some bats looking for us. Our terror was going up really fast. They're still looking for us, but they haven't been able to find us yet. We've discovered Hornman Stag and Carissa's Point. A lot of this game is about exploring the giant Z, and also, well, basically writing your own story. And it's a really complex story that's based on a game, Fallen London, which is a browser-based game, which is kind of where this game began and where you start. It'd take me an entire episode to go over Fallen London, though, so it's in the same universe as Fallen London. It's the best way to describe it. So we are at the Tomb Colonies. On the deck, you can hear the sound that 1,000 bandaged dead make as they shuffle and cough. We're going to go to a shop. We're going to go to the Charnel Lounge, which is, do you have tomb columns? Drop them off here for a payment. Now, the first time I played this, it took me a long time to work this out, because I thought that you drop them off somewhere, but the game counts them as cargo, and you have to go to the correct shop that will pay you for them, which effectively turns into them paying you for their transport, for their board. But that confused me a lot to start with, and I did spend a little bit of time trying to work it out. But there you go. Once you remember that that's how the game's treating everything, it makes perfect sense. So we have 8 fuel. We could buy some fuel. We still have 5 supplies, which is good. But I don't really want to spend any of the money yet. Let's see if we can get somewhere else first. So what we need to do, we can't unlock this because we don't have terror. Ooh, well, that would cost us 100 to get rid of some terror, but I really don't want to do that anyway. So explore Vandalite. Here they favour candlelight over gaslight. The shadows are swagged like cobwebs. The tomb colonists stand still enough to be mistaken for sculpture until they laugh or cough. 1 building in 3 seems to be abandoned. Unlocked when something awaits you is... Okay, so the builders of this place worked with great slabs of neath-wall stone carved with blank-eyed, unsmiling faces and blocky, stoic serpents. Creepers climb the shattered pyramid. This is picnic, sorry. Creepers climb the shattered pyramid. An owl blinks at you from an idol's mouth. In the undergrowth, a cave lizard munches decorously on the white cricket. This place seems peaceful. Rest a while. Or, the neath is really gentle. Treat this place as enemy territory. Oh, let's just do that. Unwanted guests. A complacent stoker sits on a comfortable-looking stone. It rolls over, tipping him into an unseen pit of sorrow spiders, who swarm over him, pump him full of venom, and fight over his eyes. By the time you've recovered his body for burial, the peace of the afternoon is quite sad. Well, that was stupid of me. We have 5 more terror. Now we're pretty nervous. I've not actually seen how much terror affects you in the game, but I've heard that you, in the darkness, far out to sea, will literally just end up cannibalising your own crew. So, doesn't that sound fun? So we have a room above the blind helmsman. We have our past. We have a commission, and we have an ambition. So, a commission and ambition. Commission and ambition. So yeah, that's where we're going to go. We are now going to consider where we're going to go next. I'm thinking we might head to this island over here, because that's not too far out to sea. And we don't want to go too far, because we don't actually have many supplies. And we don't want to start eating each other just yet. But I think we might go get these bats. And I think you can get supplies from bats, so let's attack the bats. We have engaged our enemy. So, essentially the same thing. We have encountered a bat swarm. We will illuminate them. It goes up to 21. They'll try and find us. We're at 34. They're at 49. We still can't get them. So at the moment, with some of these low-level enemies, I mean, the moment you get salvo, you're fine. You can press space to pause and think about the order you're going to do things. I'm sure as the game goes on, you'll unlock a lot more. But as I said, with a lot of these little ones, as soon as you get enough illumination, you can just salvo, and get them. So we want to gather up the corpses. They are succulent with stolen blood into the pot. We've gained 1 new supplies, a total of 4. A fallen stone. Now and then rocky fragments fall from the roof of the neath. because we're underneath. I love this. I love some of the words they've used in this. It's absolutely brilliant. The decks of older ships are pocked with scars. The sound is one no landlubber knows and no sailor will ever forget. This one has smashed the glass of a deck binnacle. Ill omen, one sailor cries. The god in the roof, Storm is angry. Do nothing, Storm, one of the three nameless gods of the sea, an absurd superstition. Or we can throw some supplies over. In the stories, Storm is the noisiest, angriest, and least reasonable of the gods. Of the Z gods. Of the gods. Better not take chances. If I do a full series of this, I'll have to do it with an accent, I think. I'm going to do nothing. Mutters of disapproval. They want you to offer wine and fish to appease the god, or the gods will be cross. Well, Sodom, you're in charge and they're not proposing to pay for the wine. Gain 5 terror, so we now have 33 total terror, and we have now 1 stone, storm, and salt. So we'll chuck our engine back up to 2. You can actually click on the engine symbol and make it go, keep stoking the fire and make your engine hotter and hotter to go faster, but you do quite quickly catch on fire, and that's basically when your ship is going to sink. So I don't know if we can stop it. Oh, bats! I don't know if we're going to get away. Oh, they got us. So as I said, this game is essentially about exploring this giant ocean and building your own story as you go. And as I said, it is an early access game, and you will, if you go too far south, you get to it. This area is not available in this build area, but I've played this for 2 or 3 hours, and I've explored up and I've explored down, and I've died a lot. It's not an easy game. It's a really unforgiving game, and at the beginning, just keeping your crew alive and fed is actually quite difficult. It's almost impossible to make a profit at the beginning. The music's great. The graphics are I really love the art style. I love the dialogue that they've written. It really looks like it's going to be a great game. But I thought you guys might like to have a little bit of a look at it. I would like to continue this as a series because I'm really enjoying it, and we can see how far we can go out into the dark and see how difficult it is to survive once you get right out away from fallen London. Oh, it looks like we found another port just when I thought we weren't going to. So I think we'll pull into this port and we will end the episode there. I'm really, really hoping you guys are keen to see more of this, because I do think this is going to be an incredibly cool and a cool game with a really in-depth story, and it's like exploring a completely different world. So we have actually found the place that we were asked to look for by the Admiral. So the Admiralty asked you to bring back strategic information. This is your contact. We will get it. We have completed our commission. We have our strategic information. Tea with the factor. The poor fellow needs the company, and he can spare an hour away from his schedule. We'll have tea with him. You sit on the veranda of the factor's house, looking out over the fungal jungle, an expanse of green and sour gold. The air is thick with hovering spores. The scones are stale. Even the tea tastes a little bit mouldy. It is a funging station. I am assuming they farm fungus, the funky fungus. But the factory is good company. It shares odd stories about the giant pole where monsters swarm, about the seductions of the principles of coral, the infestation at Featherhaven. He also has a load of Buligus frond carted aboard your ship. He waves away your thanks. I've eaten so much of the stuff I fear I might be transformed entirely into fungus. He leans confidentially towards you. It happens, but one has to eat rather a lot of it first. So we've lost 2 terror. We're back to nervous. We've gained 5 fragments. We have a total of 205. I'm not quite sure what they're for. They're a scrap of lore. Gain enough fragments and they'll combine into a secret, it says. So we gained 1 supplies. We have 6. And I think what we'll do is we'll end this here. Please let me know what you think of the game. Please let me know if you want to see more of it. I've shown you kind of a basic overview of how it actually works, but I think this has great potential and I would love to do more of it. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.